Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and I hope you're all having a great day or night. And today we have my review of the horror movie Creep, which is on Netflix. I was just having a night in bed, just looking for something to watch, looking for something new as I sometimes do. And obviously I'm a sucker for horror. You all know that if you're on this channel before. Horror is my favourite genre, and I just love it. I love it very, very much. I love the scares, I love it, and I particularly love psychological horror. So I saw this. I wasn't expecting much because I don't have much faith in Netflix, but this movie was a very nice surprise. There will be spoilers before we go ahead, so if you want to watch it, go and watch it first and then come back here, or if you don't care, cool. So I'm in particular a sucker for found footage horror. I think it's incredibly unique. The realism just hits different for me, and that's why I love Paranormal Activity, The Blair Witch. I've been a huge fan of found footage ever since The Blair Witch, ever since the first time I saw that, and this movie was just a massive, unsettling surprise. This isn't a very typical horror film. It's a very niche type of horror, I feel like. It's pure uneasiness. It is from the moment our protagonist, Aaron, shows up and we see the axe in the tree trunk, your mind goes to, oh god, there's an axe. But then you kind of see, like, oh, later on, oh, okay, relief. But then you find out, oh no, we were right to think that was the axe. This movie just makes you so uncomfortable. It adds little things together within the film, and it is so incredibly uncomfortable, the way it's all put together, the way it all ties together. And what I was saying about making us feel like, oh, we were right, that is something this film really tries to do, put us in Aaron's shoes. I think his name's called Aaron. I could be getting this wrong, and I apologise. And that is because Aaron really isn't that interesting. Like, I get it's trying to put us in his shoes, get us into the film, but there can also be a downfall for us, for me not really being that intrigued in Aaron as a character. Like, I don't dislike him, but yeah. He's very much your average Joe, and from the first conversation with Joseph, at least he's called Joseph in this film, and the second one is called Aaron. We don't know his real name. A subtle thing, but something I'm a big fan of. But from the first conversation they have, it's just something's wrong, and you know it, and as the film goes on, it gets worse. I mean, we see very early on why the film is called Creep. There are multiple jump scares that got me, which is always nice, always fun. As this film goes on, like I say, it just gets worse. Things don't add up in the way you expect them to, and I feel bad for Aaron, because he is just your average Joe, and he's got tied up with this completely out of ordinary person. He goes against everything that was set up in the opening scene of this realism, everything that found footage is, which is a realistic take on horror. And this person is just so creepy. Like I said, the more we learn, the worse it gets. This period in particular where Aaron is on the phone to Joseph's wife. We think it's his wife, okay? So, first of all, not long before this part takes place, we're told Joseph admits to raping his own wife. So that is unsettling. Like I said, the more we learn, the worse it gets. And then he's on the phone and he learns that it's Joseph's sister. And that just makes everything fly through your mind. I don't understand. But that whole section, what I've been trying to say, is that whole section where he's trying to get the keys, trying to get out, find a way out, that is incredibly creepy, and it's nail biting stuff. I genuinely feel for Aaron, because he is just trying to do his job, and I mean, that's all we know about him, which, like I said, leads me into my flaws. This movie is definitely not perfect. The fact we don't know much about Aaron does make it slightly difficult to care about him. The only thing we really have is the fact that he's just average and just got caught up in all of this. I get it's trying to put us in his shoes, but I don't think that's always the best thing to do. I'd like a bit more, maybe from his past, maybe, or we had plenty of opportunity when we had his home stuff in the later portion of the film. We could have made him a more memorable character, but yeah. There are also multiple stupid horror movie decisions in the second half of this film. Now, I'm pretty lucky when it comes to horror. I don't see many films that have these cliche stupid mistakes. But this film has some, in the later half in particular. Aaron's a bit of an idiot. surely he could have given the videos that Joseph sent, which is incredibly creepy, by the way. Just the fact, like, even at daylight, even at his own home, things that they're literally just getting worse. I really enjoy all the stuff at home, but the thing is, he's not calling the cops and saying, like, being mad how they can't help, but surely he could send them a video, one of the videos that Joseph sent to him. Like, maybe that could help Aaron out. Like, I don't know. He just kind of sits at his house and tells them this guy called Joseph is trying to get him, doesn't, you know, that's it. And also at the end where he sat at the bench, and despite being scared that this man who could very easily come and kill him, he doesn't look behind him, he just sits there casually. He looks behind him when he hits a chainsaw, but then the rest of the time he just sits there. And you know, that's very frustrating, because you can see Joseph creeping up with the axe, and yeah, it's actually quite surprising that Aaron dies. It's a really good scene. It's a mostly good scene. It's a good ending, but it's also like, realistically, you've had this experience with this man for so long. You'd be a bit more cautious than to just sit there on your phone. So this film was a very nice surprise, actually. Very creepy. It's not an amazing movie. It's not a big movie. It knows what it is, and it doesn't try to be anymore. So I simply give Creep a 7 out of 10. So this film was a very nice surprise, actually. Didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. Didn't expect it to make me feel how I did it all. But it also isn't anything amazing, and it knows that, and it doesn't try to be anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching. I recommend you go and watch this film. A very nice surprise. It's on Netflix, at least here in the UK. And yeah, it's just nothing else to say. It's a really strong found footage horror. It's simple and very effective. It is very niche, I feel like, but psychological, just great. But if you have seen the movie, let me know what you think, and if you're going to watch it, let me know what you think after you've seen it. And thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.